What if the key to acing any job interview wasn't what you said at all? What if the secret wasn't in your resume, your answers, or your years of experience, but in how impossible you are to ignore? In the game of power, invisibility is death. You could have all the right qualifications and still lose to someone who simply stood out more. The truth is, being great isn't enough. You have to be seen. You have to be remembered. You have to court attention at all costs. This is Law 6 from Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power, and it may just be the most underutilized advantage in the modern world, especially when it comes to interviews, pitches, networking, and promotions. So, welcome to Historic Power Plays, where we decode the timeless strategies of power through the lens of history and apply them to modern life. Today, we're unlocking the full potential of Law 6: Court attention at all costs. This isn't about being flashy or obnoxious. It's not about gimmicks or cheap tricks. It's about deliberate visibility, controlled magnetism, the art of being remembered. We'll look at real-life historical figures who turned this law into a weapon. People like Cleopatra, who turned seduction into spectacle and never left a room unnoticed. P.T. Barnum, who didn't build the best circus, but the loudest, the most visible, and modern leaders who command the spotlight without saying a word. But we'll also apply this to the job interview, the modern battlefield of personal advancement. Because whether you're stepping into a boardroom, a hiring call, or a networking event, your success depends on how well you control your presence. Most people prepare for interviews by rehearsing answers. The truly powerful prepare by designing impact. They craft their energy, their first impression, their silence. They tell unforgettable stories. They leave behind a feeling, not just a fact sheet. And if you think that's not fair, you're right. But that's how power works. It's not a meritocracy. It's a visibility contest. And Law 6 teaches you to win it, ethically, tactically, and deliberately. So in this video, we're going to break it all down. We'll uncover how to dominate job interviews without even saying a word. We'll dissect the historical playbook and give you modern, actionable strategies you can use today. And if you're tired of being overlooked despite your qualifications, this video is for you. Because standing out isn't a luxury, it's a requirement. So before we jump into the tactics and legendary stories, do me one favor. Hit like, subscribe to Historic Power Plays, and turn on notifications so you never miss a single strategy that could change the way you play the game of power. Now let's dive into Law 6: Court attention at all costs, and unlock how to become the most unforgettable person in the room. Let's start with the basics. Law 6 of the 48 Laws of Power is this: court attention at all costs. It sounds bold, maybe even a little aggressive, but in a world flooded with noise, algorithms, resumes, and competition, you either stand out or you disappear. Here's the hard truth. Invisibility is death. If people don't notice you, they can't hire you, promote you, or follow you. You might be the smartest, most capable person in the room, but if no one remembers you after you leave, you've already lost the game. Robert Greene puts it plainly: everything is judged by its appearance. What is unseen counts for nothing. This is one of the most brutal, honest truths in the book. Power doesn't care about your intentions. It doesn't even care about your hard work if no one sees it. Visibility creates relevance, and relevance creates power. Now let's apply this to the modern world, specifically the job interview. Imagine you're sitting in front of a hiring manager. You're one of 15 candidates. You all have similar degrees, decent experience, and can answer basic questions with ease. So what separates you? It's not your GPA. It's not even your portfolio. It's how you make them feel. It's what they remember about you. And here's where Law 6 comes in. Your job is to create a distinct impression, something that separates you from the sea of sameness. It could be the way you tell a story, the unique detail on your resume, the question you ask that no one else thinks of, or even just the way you carry yourself. You don't need to perform or pretend, but you do need to command attention, because attention is leverage. Let me give you a few practical examples. If everyone else wears gray or black to the interview, maybe you wear navy with a bold accent color. Subtle, clean, but different. If everyone else gives generic answers to "What's your biggest strength?" you tell a story that makes them feel something personal, something memorable. If every other candidate plays it safe, you drop a well-researched insight about the company that shows boldness and initiative. These aren't gimmicks, they're strategies. You're not begging for attention, you're earning it by being deliberate. And deliberate people always leave an impression. But here's the real magic of Law 6. When people remember you, they feel connected to you. And in decision-making, feelings always win. Even if you're not the most qualified, you might be the most vivid. And in many cases, that's all it takes. Let's zoom out for a second. Look at the biggest names in history and business: Oprah, Steve Jobs, Muhammad Ali, Cleopatra. They all understood that attention is currency, and they invested in it early and often. Jobs didn't just sell tech. He created spectacle. Ali didn't just box. He became poetry in motion. Cleopatra didn't just seduce. She created theater with her presence. And today, whether you're in a job interview or building a brand, this law is your competitive edge. Now you might be thinking, but isn't this manipulative? Isn't this just showing off? Not at all. Court attention at all costs doesn't mean being fake. It means being intentional. It means knowing your value and refusing to be overlooked. Because the truth is, if you don't court attention, someone else will. And the spotlight doesn't stay empty for long. So the next time you step into an interview or a room that matters, ask yourself, what will they remember about me when I walk out? What do I want them to feel? That's the power of Law 6. Now we want to hear from you. Have you ever been overlooked despite being the most qualified person in the room? Did someone else get the spotlight while you faded into the background? Share your story in the comments. We read everyone. And if this lesson hit home, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Historic Power Plays. We've got more powerful laws coming your way that could transform how you play the game, in work, in life, and beyond. Let's travel back to ancient Egypt. Cleopatra wasn't the most conventionally beautiful woman of her time, but she was without question the most unforgettable. Her power didn't come from looks. It came from presence, from drama, from the way she commanded attention the moment she entered a room. When Cleopatra wanted to meet Julius Caesar, arguably the most powerful man in the world at that time, she didn't just request a meeting. She made an entrance. She had herself rolled up inside a luxurious Persian carpet and delivered to Caesar's chambers as a gift. When the carpet was unrolled, there she was, draped in royal linen, radiant with confidence, and unlike anything Caesar had ever seen. It wasn't logic, it was spectacle. And it worked. Caesar was captivated. That moment wasn't about negotiation. It was about dominance, not through force, but through flair. This is Law 6 in action. Court attention at all costs. The truth is, in high-stakes moments, job interviews, pitches, promotions, it's not always the smartest or most qualified who win. It's the most memorable. We're not saying wrap yourself in a rug, but understand this. Your entrance matters. Your presence matters. Your story matters. Are you walking in like every other candidate, with the same script, the same answers, the same energy? Or are you bringing something different, something bold, Something worth remembering? Think about the stories you tell in interviews. Do they provoke emotion, curiosity? Do you paint pictures or just list facts? Think about your energy. Are you fully present? Are you alive in the moment? Are you making the person across from you feel something? Or are you blending into the beige wallpaper of predictable behavior? Cleopatra understood that influence begins with impression, and she made sure hers was unforgettable. Now think ahead to your next opportunity. How will you make your presence felt before you even speak? What will be your version of the carpet? And remember, this isn't about being loud. It's about being deliberate, distinct, intentional. So ask yourself, what's one way you can make yourself more memorable in your next big moment? Is it how you dress, how you tell your story, the way you listen, or the confidence in your silence? Comment below. Let's hear how you'll make your next entrance one they'll never forget. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Historic Power Plays, and turn on notifications. Next up, we'll break down how P.T. Barnum turned the art of attention into a global empire. Stay tuned. Let's talk about P.T. Barnum, the master of spectacle, and arguably one of the greatest marketers in history. He didn't just run a circus. He built a machine that turned attention into gold. When ticket sales were down and people started losing interest in his show, Barnum didn't upgrade the acts. He didn't redesign the posters. He did something far more powerful. He walked an elephant across the Brooklyn Bridge. That stunt had nothing to do with acrobatics, clowns, or lions. It had everything to do with visibility. People looked up from their routines. They pointed. They talked. Headlines spread, and ticket sales exploded. Why? Because Barnum understood one thing better than anyone else. Obscurity is death. If people aren't looking at you, they're not buying from you. They're not promoting you. They're not hiring you. This is Law 6 in full force. Court attention at all costs. Now let's bring that lesson into the modern world. Think about your next job interview. Your resume might be great. Your experience might be solid. But none of that matters if you walk in and fade into the background. You have to own the moment. You have to craft your story in a way that grabs attention, not just with words, but with presence. Don't wait for them to notice your brilliance. Make them notice. Here's an actionable tip. Create a hook. Instead of saying, "Hi, I'm John, and I'm a project manager with 5 years of experience." What if you started with, "I once had to lead a team through a product launch that nearly fell apart 3 days before the deadline, and we not only delivered, we broke a revenue record." That's a hook. It's unexpected. It's bold, and it creates curiosity. Barnum knew that people don't remember what's average. They remember what's different, what's daring, what demands to be seen. And here's the real trick. Attention isn't about shouting. It's about intention. It's about knowing what emotion you want to spark and designing every part of your story to make that happen. So before your next big moment, ask yourself, what's your elephant? What's the unexpected, unforgettable thing that makes them lean in? It could be your confidence, your storytelling, your energy, your perspective. Just make sure it's not forgettable. Drop a comment below and share your hook idea. What's one story or trait you could lead with that makes you impossible to ignore? And if you're getting value from this, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Historic Power Plays, and turn on notifications. Coming up next, we'll look at how even rejection can be used to boost your visibility if you know how to flip the script. Stay tuned. Let's break down how you can use Law 6, court attention at all costs, to dominate your next job interview. Because this isn't just about getting noticed, it's about being unforgettable. Tip number 1, make an entrance. From the moment you walk into the room, you're being judged. Whether it's your outfit, posture, or the way you greet people, your first impression sets the tone. Show up like someone who's there to lead, not follow. Shoulders back, head up, eye contact. Arrive like you're already the decision maker. Tip number 2, use silence strategically. Most people rush to answer questions out of nervousness, but power lies in the pause. Take a beat before you respond. Let your interviewer sit in that silence. Maintain eye contact. That pause tells them you're thinking, that you're deliberate, and it makes them lean in. Remember, it's not always what you say, it's how you control the energy in the room. Tip number 3, tell stories, not lists. Resumes are a dime a dozen, but a well-told story, that sticks. Don't rattle off your job duties. Share a moment where you solved a crisis, led a team, or made an unexpected win. People forget lists, but they remember the hero of a story, especially if that hero is you. Tip number 4, be a symbol. Want to make them remember you? Create a signature. It could be a unique pin on your blazer, a confident phrase you always use, or a metaphor you use to describe your work. Something that makes them say, "Oh yeah, that was the person who..." When they're reviewing candidates later, you'll be the one with an anchor in their memory. These aren't gimmicks, they're strategies. In a room full of equally qualified applicants, the one who stands out wins. That's the essence of Law 6. Be bold, be intentional, be the story they remember. Which of these tips will you use in your next interview? Comment below and let us know. And if you're finding value in these strategies, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Historic Power Plays, and turn on notifications. Up next, how to use rejection to your advantage, powerfully and publicly. Stay with us. Let's talk about why most people fail at Law 6, court attention at all costs. Here's the biggest mistake: trying to fit in. Most job candidates go into interviews hoping to be safe, polished, professional, perfect, and that's exactly why they get forgotten. The goal isn't to blend in, it's to stand out. Here's the psychology behind it. Most people fear rejection more than they desire success. They worry that doing something bold will backfire, that being different will disqualify them. So they water themselves down, play it safe, stick to the script, and in doing so, they disappear into the noise. But in today's world, safe is invisible. You don't get remembered for what you do right. You get remembered for what you do differently. That's the core of Law 6. Be so distinct they can't ignore you. Make them talk about you after you leave the room. Whether it's your energy, your story, or your signature presence, let them feel something. Because the only thing worse than being rejected is being forgotten. Up next, we'll wrap this all up with a final breakdown of how you can turn Law 6 into your personal advantage. But first, if this is hitting home, like the video, subscribe to Historic Power Plays, and share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever played it too safe and regretted it? Let's talk. Let's bring it all together. Cleopatra didn't win over Julius Caesar by being the smartest diplomat. She made an entrance no one could forget. P.T. Barnum didn't save his circus by fixing the show. He made people look. History doesn't reward the most qualified. It rewards the most visible. Law 6, court attention at all costs, isn't about arrogance. It's not about being loud or flashy just for the sake of it. It's about being strategic. It's about understanding that in a world overflowing with noise, if they don't notice you, they can't choose you. You don't need to be the loudest, but you do need to be unforgettable. So the question is, what's your next opportunity to apply this law? Is it a job interview, a big meeting, a sales pitch, a performance? Whatever it is, ask yourself, how will I make them remember me? That's your power move. If this video gave you a new perspective, hit that like button, subscribe to Historic Power Plays, and turn on notifications. We've got more laws, more stories, and more strategies coming your way, because your power isn't in what you say, it's in how they remember you. Let us know in the comments where you'll apply Law 6 next. And remember, invisibility is the enemy. Visibility is power.